Breaking news now at 11, a Michigan State police trooper gunned down, shot in the head during a traffic stop. 2 suspects then arrested during a gunfight.
This is all happening to our north in Mason County. The trooper was shot at 6:20 during a traffic stop near Free Soil. About 2 hours later, police arrested 2 suspects in Manistee County. There was an exchange of gunfire there.
We have crews working both scenes. We want to start, though, with 24-Hour News 8's Tom Hillen live in Mason County, where that trooper was shot tonight. Tom?
Brian and Susan, want to start by letting you know that that trooper is in critical condition. He was airlifted from the scene here to a hospital. I want to show you, step out of the way here, we do still have an active scene going on here in northern Mason County. The traffic stop happened down there where you can see those lights still flashing. We are several hours into this investigation, and Michigan State Police tell me they expect this to go well into the night. After that Michigan State police officer was shot in the head, the suspect then took off, leaving the trooper sitting in the road wounded for about 4 minutes.
A passerby came upon him and called the police, which got us heading in the right direction.
MSP really thanking that passerby, and it was several hours later that those 2 suspects were arrested in a town called Dublin. It's not too far from where we are. What we have been able to learn about the trooper is that he is a seasoned veteran with Michigan State Police, and although we don't know the reason the car was initially pulled over, we do know that the trooper radioed it in as a normal traffic stop at that time. Right now, police are releasing very little information about the suspects, saying that it is very early on in their investigation. The lieutenant said that this is a very trying time for everyone involved, especially for the law enforcement community, and he is asking for everyone to keep the trooper and his families in their prayers. So again, a Michigan State police trooper in critical condition tonight after being shot in the head here in northern Mason County, and those 2 suspects are in custody at this time. Brian and Susan.
Okay, Tom, thank you. You know, we listened to that news conference earlier in the 10 o'clock live, and they really seem to be so early in the investigation that there's no information regarding why something like this happened.
Exactly. They don't know exactly why it happened. Obviously, they made that traffic stop, and all things pointed to routine. And when the officer got up to that car, things quickly changed. But there's very little information coming out at this time as to why that suspect would have entered into gunfire with that police officer. Obviously, we don't know what the criminal background of this person is at this time either. So there are a lot of questions that remain as to why exactly this happened. And those are questions that we will be asking and hope to get more information later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Obviously, as soon as we get anything, we'll pass it along. It'll also be updated on woodtv.com as well.
Okay, and also those 2 suspects arrested in Dublin at a store, I understand there?
Yes, that's what we're being told, is they were arrested at a store in Dublin. Police got information that they were going to be in that area. They were able to use that information to track those suspects down and eventually make the arrest there.
Tom Hillen reporting live for us tonight. A lot of details that we're awaiting answers on. Tom, thank you for the very latest.
24-Hour News 8's Leon Hendricks is about 20 miles away from Tom in Manistee County, where this all came to an end. And Leon joins us live over the phone. What are you seeing there, Leon?
Well, also an active investigation here. The state police have this area taped off. The place where this came to end, it's actually a store and gas station. The vehicle that these suspects were in is an apparent stolen vehicle. These suspects moved very quickly. They drove away from the scene where the officer was shot in the truck, ended up in a white car that was stolen. That vehicle is actually parked here at this store, and I don't know if you can see some of the pictures we've sent in from the scene, but I can tell you that the vehicle almost seems it's parked at the gas pump, almost as if it was going to pump gas there. We don't know if that was happening or if suspects were in the vehicle when all this went down. There's a state police cruiser, presumably the cruiser of the arresting officer, right nearby, and they've got the evidence markers out. A clear indication that they're marking probably shell casings out here. That there was some sort of a shootout. Our understanding is that one of the suspects was injured here. So 2 people were arrested at this scene. Still a very active situation here. I'm watching police as they seem to be going to some of the neighbors here. But these folks were clearly on the move. This is a very remote area, quite a ways away from where all this started at Tom's scene there, actually in Manistee County.
A couple of hours later, we encountered that suspect in Dublin. There was a gunfight there as well. Suspect was shot and taken to the hospital as well, and he is in custody.
Now, we do know that a lot of investigators from the Michigan State Police from other areas have been brought in. We're not exactly sure what post the victim officer was from, but obviously this is going to be a very emotional and trying time for those who worked immediately close to that officer. We have been able to get in touch with some of the officers' loved ones. Of course, we're being very careful as far as what we report on that, but we do know that the officer is a veteran officer, a very well-loved officer. He is known for loving animals and having quite a sense of humor, we're told. So a lot of people sending out a lot of prayers, and that's what his colleagues asked today. Back to you.
Leon Hendricks, thank you for that. We'll continue to track this story. We'll have the very latest for you on Daybreak starting at 4:30 in the morning. The police have promised an update tomorrow morning. We'll keep you updated as well at woodtv.com.